Hey guys, Epicator26 here, and today I'm bringing you a first Sony Vegas tutorial. I've been meaning to do these for a while, and I finally thought, you know what, why don't I start off with something simple, and it's going to be a Tomahawk scoreboard tutorial. Now, this is where in montages, if you've got a kill feed, what you can do is you can create this scoreboard and it looks really cool. It was used by Vicstar in some of his scalper montages and his bullseye montages. So the ones he used them in, I will leave links in the description. Go and check them out. There's some really epic montages, but that's what we're going to try and recreate here. So I've got the edited footage. It's not the best edited, but I've done what I can with it, and I've kind of just made it look like like an edit worthy clip, but it's just something that's just thrown together, so don't expect it to be good. I mean, you've seen it in the start of a video as a preview, so it's not the best edit, but it was for a tutorial, so I thought might as well jazz it up a bit. Anyway, on to the tutorial itself. So this is an old clip I have where I get a kill feed, or a kill streak, my bad, and I get 8 Tomahawk kills. So what I've done first is I've gone to each point where I hit the guy with the Tomahawk, which is here, and then I've pressed the M key, and what it will do is it will create a marker here, and you can name it if you want. I'm going to name it first Tomahawk kill. Don't have to name it, it's just it's just there. You don't really have to bother with that. And now we're going to move on to create the border, and how we do that is we are going to go to media generators, go to solid color, and then you can choose any solid color here. I'm going to choose red because red stands out and red looks very good as a colour. So I'm going to fade this out as I've done there, so it fades out with the rest of the clip. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click event pan crop, and if I get rid of this bit, I'm going to go to mask, and I'm going to mask out a rectangle of where I want the Tomahawk, the scoreboard for the Tomahawk to be. Now, the editing parameters I've got, I will show you, are like, it goes up to 1280 and goes as far down as 720, like that. I've got all of them selected, so just don't worry about where the borders are, but that's the editing, well, like the zone. So if you're using that, I recommend you go with 900 on the X for the first point. Going to bring the Y coordinate up to 0, or it can be above. It can be like below 0, so it can go into the negatives. But just don't worry about that. And the next point, you're going to go put to 900 as well. So these 2 points are at 900 now. Now you're going to want to click off this. To get on to click each point individually, you just need to click the point. Just click off it and click back on. And you're going to set this to 1100, and we can set this to 720 just so you can see. And if I put this to 0 and then put it to 1280, I just want to show you that it goes, or actually I think it's 1260, my bad, yeah, it's 1260, but as you see it goes right on the corner there. So that's, you want to try and know what the range is so you can mess around with it. But no, it's not 900, my bad, it is 1100. Now as you see, we've got a small border on the right hand side of the screen, and it looks horrible now, but because if I go forward in the clip, as you see, well, that doesn't look that horrible. And what I've done already is I've taken the level down. Now as you see, if you see that doesn't look very nice on the video, but what you can do is you can just get the level and drag it down to about 36. I use 36.6 because that's what it comes up as, and as you see, it's kind of got a bit of a background there, makes it look a bit more transparent and opaque, and it just looks really cool and looks better than just being normal. Now there's one final thing we need to do. If we click off this, we want to go to transitions, and we want to put a transition of it sliding in. Now you can either slide it bottom up or top down. So if we do bottom up, just because it's just, I don't know, just the one I've just picked, and if we put it as the same as the fade, so as the clip fades in, it should, the border will fade in, will slide in as well, and it will look really cool and will be a really cool montage effect. So just wait for the computer to catch up. Yeah, you see, as you see, it will slide up like that and get to this point. Then you want to insert another video track, and on this video track you want to enter the borders you want to have around the scoreboard. So these borders are going to be white because it looks really cool having like a white on, or if you use a dark color, I suggest you use a white background or a white border, or vice versa. If you use a light one, use a dark one, because it looks really cool and it kind of well, it just looks good. So now we are going to create another rectangle here, and remember which ones you used before. So I used 900 and 1100. So for the next border we want to click this corner here and we want to move it to 900. I'll forget about putting the Y coordinates right. You don't really need to put them right. Now this one I'm going to put to 900. Now the next one, you don't want it too much on this one. So you want it about 25 away. So if we put it to 875, and then for this one, if we put this to 875, as you see, it creates like a little border here. And once again, I already tested this earlier, and I've put it down to 36.6. So then if you want to do this quickly, you can create a duplicate layer here, create a new copy, never create a reference because it will just do the same to the other one, and you just want to create a new reference and then go to the mask tool here. If we get the two left ones and put them at 1100, then if we get these two ones, can I select these two, or has this become... Yeah, so if I just drag them out quickly because they were together. So if we get these two ones, add 25 to them, as you see it creates another layer on the other side, and it looks really cool as an editing effect. And make sure we just fade out these two clips so they fade out with the montage as well. And then we want to go to the transitions, go to the slide tool, and I suggest don't use the same, don't have it all sliding up, have like one sliding up and the other two sliding down, or vice versa. So this one we're going to slide top down, and we're going to do the same for both video tracks. So we're going to slide top down, put it right on the left hand side of the clip, and then we are going to move it to the start. Now that we have got the scoreboard done, now we're going to move on to placing the Tomahawks onto the scoreboard. And how we're going to do that is you're going to want to find a picture of a Tomahawk, one mainly like this, and if it has the background of a white and grey checkers, that is good because it means that there's no background. So once you put it on to the clip, as you see here, there's going to be no masking involved, so you're not going to need to mask this Tomahawk at all, which is perfect. And what you're going to do is you're going to just drag it all over the clip, the same as you've done before. Just fade it out so it fades out with the rest, and you're going to click the Event Pan Crop tool again. This time you're not going to use the masking, you're going to have a look at the width and height. And the best thing to do, because this is 250 and 250, depending on your parameters here, see what works for you. But if you're gonna use the ones I've suggested, the best setting is to put the width at 1250 and to put the height at 1000. So then it creates a small Tomahawk, and you can just drag it along, or even just put the width at 1500, because it keeps the Tomahawk the same size, but it allows you to move it more towards the right, depending on where you place your scoreboard. Now you're going to want to place it at the top, in the centre. Once you've got that done, you're going to go, excuse me, say that again. Once you've got that done, you're going to go to Video FX, and you're going to go to Transitions, and you're going to go to the Zoom tool, and you're going to click a Zoom In Center, and you're going to put that on the left hand side of the Tomahawk one. And you don't want this zoom to be too long because the Tomahawk kills are really quick, so you want it to be about 10 frames or 20 frames if you're doing this at 60 frames per second. And finally, make sure the location here the dot is moved to where the Tomahawk is placed on the scoreboard. Because if you have the location in the center, it's going to go from the center here where this player is, and it's going to zoom out towards the scoreboard. I mean, if you like that effect, you can do that, but me personally, I prefer it zooming in from about here on the scoreboard where the Tomahawk is placed. And as you see, as it zooms in, okay, this you can see it's a bit to the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it a tiny bit to the right, and I think it might be off the center a bit, but no, see, that looks cool. If you see in the frames, excuse me, as you see in the frames, it looks very cool, and it goes right out from the center and will zoom in. So to save time, I'm going to quickly edit all 8 Tomahawks, and I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay, so I have finally put all the Tomahawks together, and it just looks really cool. So what I am going to do now, I'll just say quickly, as you can see, I've done the same thing to put the zoom in for each bit on the markers, and also I've changed the zoom. If I go onto the zoom for like the last one, as you see, I'll just bring this down. As you see, I've put the location at the bottom, so when I do this, you see it zooms in at the bottom. So yeah, that is it for this tutorial. Leave a like if you have enjoyed. Let me know if you'd like to see more of these Sony Vegas tutorials in the future. And that's it. Stay epic, guys.